Well, I'm finally out of Flagstaff. I really beat myself up that last leg. A lot of foolish mistakes, a lot of slightly avoidable mistakes. And I ended up taking 3 zeros. 3 zeros in a row in a tiny little hotel room. In which case I was able to spend 3 days getting in my head. And really having a lot of trepidation about the rest of the trail because I'd hurt myself so bad just with the feet and everything. I'm on the urban route here, just about to finish it, and about to meet up with the mainline Arizona Trail here in about a mile. As you can see, it's been a bit of snow. Just enough to make everything real wet, real sloppy, nice and muddy. Good news is that it looks like there's mud puddles around to drink from if I run low on water, and that's mostly what I care about. And so yeah, I spent 3 days worrying about things, getting all worked up, and my wife just had about pick me up and shake me, slap me, and tell me to quit being a little bitch. So I went ahead and packed up all my fears in my pack. It's heavy as all heck, but I've got some pack liners now, and things should stay dry. Once I hit the main line here, I got about another 10 miles to go for secure water, but day will probably be shorter than that if there's this much water sitting around. I find a nice good mud puddle to drink from. Might call it an early day. I'm gonna try to make it a point to take some short days out of the gate this time, instead of, doing a personal best the first day and then getting hypothermia and then trying to do a personal best the third day. That's stupid. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be more fun to come. Feet are starting to get wet. Wouldn't be fun without wet feet. Well, I figured out why I hadn't seen any footprints this morning. The news on the hiker line, wherever that is, evidently I don't get it, is that a lot of people are taking an Uber up north and leaving most of their stuff in their hotel in Flagstaff, taking an Uber 20 miles or so up north where it's all snowy. There's like 3 inches of snow or so. I just talked to some hikers, and then just slack packing back to their hotel. So they're getting the miles in and doing the trail. They're just flip-flopping around. I wouldn't have been able to afford that anyway, so, I like moving forward anyway, not backtracking. You've heard me say it. But I'm just gonna listen to my body. Quit bitching about how I beat myself up before. I even gave myself a big cold sore, but my Wilford Brimley mustache hides it nice. And anyhow, we're at about 7,700 feet. The guaranteed water is at I want to say 87, and then we might get up, if we go up to Snowball, we'll get up to like 93 or something, 9,300 feet, which is pretty high. I'll probably stop before then and camp. Really, as soon as I'm out of this no camping zone in a few miles, and once I'm out of it and have some water, I'll probably camp just to give myself such, an easy first day, because not being too easy on my feet. They're a little wet, and taking breaks is really hard at 40 degrees in 100% humidity. Get off cold real fast. And I'm not into that. I'd rather just move along at a nice slow pace and stay warm enough. Dark-eyed junco, I believe of the gray variety. They're very pretty. Just taking a quick break on a rock. We got 5 miles and 1,000 feet to go before we reach reliable water. I'll be out of this no camping zone here within a half a mile, and I'll see when I feel like stopping. It's only about noon, so it's no time crunch. Things are doing pretty good. I'm staying warm, quite hydrated, and we're doing all right. Well, it's amazing how cold 40 degrees can get. Got up here, I think I'm at 8,700 feet, and that last half mile was awful long, even though it actually stopped raining for a little bit. It rained for just hours and hours and hours. Probably saw half an inch of rain. But I set up in the rain, got off cold once I started setting up. But now I'm in my quilt, my puffy, and I'm good, and I'm warming up. I'm gonna start making some first dinner here. And I'm at, I think, mile marker 608 and some change at, I think it's called Aspen Junction, something like that, Aspen Corner. Right by a water tank. So I've got plenty of water, and you know, I expected to really start taking the real beatings around 300, maybe 400 miles, and you know, rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I'm surprised I'm taking my beatings this late in the game, and I may not rise like a phoenix, but I'll rise like a pigeon that got sideswiped by a Volvo. He's wandering around, kind of half in a daze, but he'll make it. And it'll be great when that happens. But I'm feeling good, feeling strong. I think 16 miles today.
It took 3 hours of warming up before I realized that I was mildly hypothermic yet again.
If that isn't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. Squirrels and birds going to town. Everything's still soaking wet. Still snow on the ground. And well, I just soon go back to sleep.
it's 9:30 in the morning and I haven't left camp. Camped right over here under this nice tree. And just been sorting wet shit. Didn't have to hike in my sleep shirt today. I braved the wet shoes and the wet shorts. And it's chilly. I'm at a place called Aspen Junction, I think. Named rightfully so. I'm not from where there are a lot of aspen trees, but these are some big aspen trees. I figure some of them got to be 100 years old, unless they grow different than other trees. This one's got marks on it from 1979. And, well, I mean, it was big enough to mark on at that point, and that was 45 years ago. But some of these, well, they're bigger than pine trees around here. I've seen some that I could definitely not reach my hands around. The red-breasted nuthatch is going off this morning. I like it. Plenty warm. We got risk of weather coming in, and so hopefully it stays off so I can make a few miles. Because if it starts raining, I'm just pitching. I'm not gonna get soaking wet, freeze again. It took me like 3 hours to get warm last night. It was bullshit. Once it got warm though, it was fine. So here we are with wet feet, and we're on our way. Well, I'm 30 seconds into my hike. Camped right over there, and I'll be damned if this hill right here, it doesn't look like it's snowing about 100 feet above me and a quarter mile away or half mile. So that sucks. I had talked about the folks that had gotten a taxi up here and then hiked back to town. Well, somebody else didn't get the memo. My boy Donkey Kong. I showed up and there was a tent in the field, and ran into him this morning at the watering hole, and he had gotten up here day before yesterday, but it was so damn wet and cold that he ended up taking a zero in his tent through yesterday's storm. And so I'm not the only one out here dealing with it. I'm in the stand of trees. I'd like to take this time to bitch. I made about 15 minutes out of camp, and looked like the ski mountain there was just cutting open the clouds. It's snowing, and it is raining and snowing. It's 39 degrees. I'm just hoofing it, trying to get down to lower elevation. I should drop about 1,000 feet today. Should give me a few degrees of warmth. More mushrooms. Looks to me like gym-studded puffballs. They're way past their prime and gross. And but when they are good, they're edible, and it's too cold to keep standing here. So this is the north side of the mountain. It definitely doesn't see as much sunshine. Got down to 37 for a bit, and I think I've dropped enough altitude that it's back up to 40, balmy 40 degrees. It's doing a lot of stomping through wet slush and snow puddles. Feet were wet to begin with this morning. Probably get some blisters out of this. And well, if I take a break, I'll get cold. So we're just gonna keep eating and drinking and hustling. I know that I've said if you cry, the pain stops. But it's a new tool. If you cry, the cold stops. Well, hallelujah. It is 45 degrees. The rain's slowing down. I can see in the next few miles that the weather system, there's an edge to it. And then it might stop raining completely. I'm not so cold. I did just walk out of that weather system there. It's all nasty. I don't know if you see it on that one. It's really amazing how the attitude changes when it hits 58 degrees. And you can stop and wring out your socks and your shirt. It's a real beautiful area. I haven't got to show much because of, hustling through the rain. Still bitter over that. But water and camp should be in just a few miles. And if the sun stays out, I'm definitely gonna stop there and have a yard sale, get everything out, get it in the sun, get it drying. Well, this isn't the first, nor will it be the last time that I refer to myself as a harbinger of rain. There's a chance of rain, we'll get it. At least I got a little bit of time in the sun. Felt good. And hopefully this lets up before it's time to set up camp. Got water here in just a short distance. I think that'll be the end of my day. But at least it's 50 degrees, which is a far cry from 37 that it was when I was coming down the hill this morning. And if tomorrow, if it's not gonna rain, it's not gonna be cold as hell, I got no problem putting on wet clothes. Well, things sure change fast. The icon for the water was off and the directions were all shit. And I really don't know how to plug in the coordinates that somebody left for the water, but I did find it. And I'm way off trail. I found some water, but it is pouring ass rain. It's starting to get cold. I've got to find a place to set up or something, or I don't know that it's going to blow over, but I'm in the thick of it right now. All right, hypothermic situation number 3 in 24 hours. It's a real good place to be. I can see that the weather looks like it's going to start breaking a little bit, and I got to get moving because I'm freezing. Well, that was more than I wanted to deal with, but the weather broke for now. I've got basically dark gray skies all around me, except for right above me. I got some sunshine, so I'm going to go ahead and take this time to pitch and just get set up for the night before I get rained on and cold again.
Well, what a day. For a day that was supposed to have immeasurable rain, it sure has, rained an inch. Especially all that rain that came down while I was at the watering hole and got me cold again. That was ridiculous. I got stuff outside drying right now, but as you can hear, it's raining. It's not like it's going to get any more wet. But the weather should clear up tomorrow. I'm hoping. It's going to be pretty slimy wet clothes. At least a shirt tomorrow. My shorts are dry. That's good. Shoes are soaked. But feet seem to still be in okay shape. Same with the knee. And I'm gonna have some Mountain House Cuban black beans and rice for dinner. And I added Spam because, you know, islands. Spam. Oh wait, no, I'm not adding Spam. Summer sausage. Close enough to Spam. Anyway, got weird water coming up, but I'm not too worried about it. There's still lots of caches, water caches, but they are ridiculously out of sorts and not monitored. And I've passed a bunch of them today, and I don't know if these people are helping or just littering jugs in the woods. Because it's great when a hiker, you know, needs some water and finds it. But these hikers communicate about, you know, where these caches are, and if somebody is, I've really got some conflicting opinions on whether or not you should put water out if you're not going to maintain it. But enough bitching about that. It's time to listen to some Oregon Trail on audiobook, and recover for tomorrow.